If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you're probably a writer. And if you're a writer, no matter how experienced you are, no matter how many times, if at all, you've had your work published, you've had the experience of sitting at a desk by yourself in front of a blank page, and then an idea comes to you, and it's interesting and it's stimulating, and you start to pursue that idea, that story from one sentence to the next, and then before you know it, you're down the rabbit hole. You're deep into that writing frame of mind in the flow, where you're sort of being carried along by this stream of thought, characters, and actions, lost in the world you're writing. The world you're writing is more real to you than that world outside the window. Yeah. If you've written, you've had that experience. You have to have. You have to have. There's really no reason to write if you haven't had that experience. It may not happen every time, but you've had it. And if you're like me, that's as good as life gets. That's it. Now, writing's not the only place I have that experience. I get into that same flow, writing music, playing music, talking to my friends, talking to my wife, doing podcasts, yeah, teaching classes. There's a lot of places I can get into that flow. But the unique thing about writing, and why I think it's so important to teach us something about life and about who we are, is that when I'm writing, nothing is happening to me, really. That is, I'm not interacting with anything or anyone. In all these other experiences where I get into that flow, there's always other people or things that I'm bouncing around, even playing the guitar or piano. I'm banging on these instruments, making noise. Not when I'm writing. The page starts blank. And yet, despite having nothing that I'm interact in the world, in fact, remember, when you're writing, the only world that matters is the one in your imagination, right? The world you live in, that's not, you have to forget about it. It can't be as real to you as the world you're dreaming. And yet, dreaming that world, when you really allow yourself into it, when you go down into that rabbit hole, that's as good as life gets. And yet, you needed nothing for it. And in this way, writing has taught me that there really is no such thing as loss. I've lost plenty, lost friends, lost pets, lost things, money, races, lost games, I've lost. But all those things that are no longer in my life or I didn't get, that's not what my life is about. The best part of life can't be given to me or taken from me. Writing taught me that. Writing taught me that. And I have to believe in it in order to write. I can't believe, if I believe otherwise, writing becomes impossible. I have to remember that the best part of life, what makes it worth living, comes through me, starts with me and ends with me. It's undeniable when I'm in the writing experience itself. So yes, you will lose. We all lose things and people. But what really makes life worth living, what it's really about, happens independent of all of that. And again, no one can give it to you. No one can take it from you. It's always yours. It's always yours to have and yours to share. Yeah, it's true. Isn't that nice? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Listen, if you like this, hit subscribe so you don't have to miss a dose. And if you liked it, say so. Say so. Come on. Let your voice be heard. So, till next week, this is Bill Kenower. Stay fearless.